Good morning, everyone. I'm going to stop sharing for the moment. Welcome to today's writing workshop. For those of you who are new here, my name is Angie Abreu, and I am the co-founder. Oh my God. How did that leave my mouth? My goodness. I am the founder and executive director of Dominican Writers Association. Every Sunday, we host a free writing workshop at 11 a.m. It is a BIPOC space where we invite you all to come and explore different genres, be in community. This writing salon has existed ever since the pandemic when we went virtual. And we have hosted about 500 free writing workshops since 2020. And the intention is to continue doing so. So let me see. Oh, this camera doesn't let me leave. So today's writing workshop is titled Words of Resilience, Writing for Resistance and Survival. In this workshop, you're going to explore resilience. We're going through challenging times. We had election results this past Tuesday, and I know a lot of us are feeling demoralized, disappointed, heartbroken. We're feeling so many things this past week. So I wanted to take the time for us to address those feelings and figure out a way to move forward, right? So in this workshop, you're going to explore the power that we carry within ourselves to endure, survive, and rise up in the face of challenges. We are going to use writing as a way to connect with that power and support each other as a community. So before we start, we're going to do a grounding reflection. Okay, so get comfortable wherever it is that you're sitting, whether it's a couch, whether it's your bed. And we shall begin. Okay. Now, begin by closing your eyes. If you feel comfortable placing both hands over your heart, take a deep breath in through your nose for a count of 4, feeling your chest and belly expand. Hold that breath gently for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat this breath pattern, allowing each exhale to release any tension from your body. Again, take a deep breath through your nose for a count of 4, feeling your chest and your belly expand. Hold that breath gently for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat this breath pattern, allowing each exhale to release any tension from your body. Now slowly wrap your arms around yourself, giving yourself a comforting hug. As you hold yourself, take a deep breath in and feel the warmth of your arms as a source of self-compassion. Gently sway from side to side if it feels good, and acknowledge that you're here for yourself in this moment. Let me do this for 1 more minute. Just hold yourself, breathe, feel the warmth of your arms as a source of self-compassion. Sway from side to side if it makes you feel comfortable. You are here in this moment. We're all here. While holding this hope hug, whisper to yourself, I am here. I am safe. I am resilient, even in difficult times. I honor all the strength I hold within. I am here. I am safe. I am resilient, even in difficult times. I honor all the strength I hold within. I am here. I am safe. I am resilient, even in difficult times. I honor all the strength I hold within. Let each affirmation flow with your breath, feeling them resonate deeply within you. Release your arms back to a relaxed position, letting your hands rest on your lap or by your side. Return to deep breathing, inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 6. Take a deep breath. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. With each exhale, let go of any lingering stress or worries, creating space for peace and ease within. Place your hands over your heart once more. Say quietly or silently, I trust myself. I am here for myself with love and compassion. I trust myself. I am here for myself with love and compassion. I trust myself. I am here for myself with love and compassion. Breathe in deeply, hold briefly, and as you exhale, release any doubts, letting them flow away. Take one final deep breath and gently open your eyes whenever you feel ready. This moment of self-care and affirmation is always within reach whenever you need a reminder of your strength. If you have someone beside you, I encourage you to give each other a hug. And, let's start. Let's start this workshop. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all. Can you all see my screen? Okay, so we're gonna start with the incomparable Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou was a poet, a memoirist, and an activist who spoke boldly about Black resilience, identity, and pride. Her poem, Still I Rise, was written in 1978, a time when Black voices were fighting for recognition and equality. Angelou's words celebrate an unbreakable spirit that rises above oppression. Still I Rise has since become an anthem for resilience, especially for those whose strength has been underestimated or suppressed. I need a volunteer for someone to read this poem. Who wants to volunteer? Lola, if you could unmute yourself. Can you see it? Are the words, let me make my screen. Are the words large enough there for you?
Hola. Okay, that's perfect. Gracias. Beautiful risings to everybody. Can you hear me? I put
Can
the,
everyone hear Lola? Okay.
okay. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Ahom.
Thank you, Lola. You did that beautifully. Wow. I still get goosebumps when I read that poem. Um, so let's take a moment to consider this question, right? What does it mean for you to rise? Even when the world tries to push us down, you can write down your thoughts that come to mind, or just sit with the question for now. What does it mean for you to rise, even when the world tries to push you down? I'm going to give you just 2 minutes for this question so you could answer it and have it there for later. What does it mean for you to rise when the world tries to push you down? You have 1 more minute. Okay, so then we have James Baldwin, who wrote a letter to his nephew. And this is an excerpt from that letter. Please try to remember that what they believe, as well as what they do and cause you to endure, does not testify to your inferiority, but to their inhumanity and fear. Please try to be clear, dear James, through the storm which rages about your youthful head today, about the reality which lies behind the words acceptance and integration. There is no reason for you to try to become like white people, and there's no basis whatever for their impertinent assumption that they must accept you. The really terrible thing, old buddy, is that you must accept them, and I mean that very seriously. You must accept them and accept them with love, for these innocent people have no other hope. This is a letter that James Baldwin, this is part of a letter that James Baldwin wrote to his nephew, and you can find that in From the Fire Next Time. And James Baldwin was a novelist, an essayist, and activist whose work explored race and identity and justice. This letter to his nephew offers wisdom, love, and encouragement. He speaks of the experience of growing up in Black America, highlighting the resilience required to hold on to one's self-worth in the face of systematic oppression. He urges his nephew to recognize his own value despite a society that may try to diminish him. So, what is one message you wish others understood about you in your community? A lot has been said about our community, our Black community, our Latino community, our Asian community during these election times. A lot of it has left us appalled, surprised, shocked, perhaps. A lot has been said. So, what is one message you wish others understood about you or your community? What are these lies that are being told about who we are as a community, who you are as an individual. What are the myths? There's a lot of folklore as well within these conversations that people are having about who we are. So take 2 minutes to jot down what is one message you wish others understood about you or your community. I'll give you 1 more minute. Okay. Next person we're going to discuss is Albert Camus, Return to Tipasa. And this excerpt, does anyone want to volunteer to read it?
How do I?
Mom, unmute yourself.
Angie?
Oh, yes, Hanero, go ahead.
Oh, okay. My dear, in the midst of hate, I found there was within me an invisible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invisible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invisible calm. I realized through it all that, in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invisible summer. And that makes me happy, where it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me, there's something stronger, something better, pushing back, truly yours. Alba Camus.
Thank you, Hanero. And Albert Camus is a philosopher, writer. He explored themes of inner strength and resilience in his work. In Return to Tipasa, Camus reflects on the idea of finding an invisible part of oneself, a source of calm or hope that endures through hardship. His words remind us that no matter what we face externally, there is something within us that can withstand it, a sense of invisible summer, even in the darkest winter. So, what invisible quality do you carry within yourself? Right? When you are going through hard times, how do you deal with that oneself? What do you tap into? What invisible self do you tap into to endure those times? Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is Octavia Butler. That's all anybody can do right now. Live, hold out, survive. I don't know whether good times are coming back again, but I know that won't matter if we don't survive these times. This is from Parable of the Sawyer by Octavia Butler. Octavia was a visionary science fiction writer who explored survival, community, and resilience in dystopian times. In The Parable of the Sawyer, she writes about the importance of survival and holding on, even when the future feels uncertain. Her words remind us that sometimes survival is an act of resistance in itself, and that enduring difficult times allow us to imagine a better future. So, what keeps you holding out and surviving during difficult times? What keeps you holding out and surviving during difficult times? Take 2 minutes to reflect on this question. Consider what supports you in moments of hardship, whether it's your values, your community, or a vision for the future. Okay, now we're gonna take some 20 to 25 minutes to write. I want you to let your thoughts flow naturally. This is your space to explore and express. Don't worry about perfection, just write from the heart. So these are 4 prompts by these 4 writers that I mentioned. Take your time. I'm going to give you 30 minutes, okay, to write on these 4 prompts. Let me put a timer. You have 4 more minutes. Okay, folks. Are done with the writing portion. And now we get to share. Does anyone want to share what they wrote for the Maya Angelou prompt? Please feel free to unmute yourselves. Lola?
I have a question for the group and for you. I mixed the prompt. I mixed Maya Angelou with Albert Camus. So should I could wait for the till we get, so somebody else could go.
Yeah, okay. Anyone? Mel?
Maya Angelou was, what does it mean to me to rise even when the world tries
Mel, you need to get closer to the computer. We can barely hear you.
to? What does it mean for me to rise even when the world tries to push me down? It means to still keeping my humanity, my kindness, my discernment, my courage to speak up against what is not fair, to protect, serve, defend my loved ones, to continue educating others, to break toxic cycles, to continue having hope, and to self-care when I feel the turmoil of the world.
Thank you. Who can relate to that? Thank you so much, Mel. What about for anyone else wants to share for the Maya Angelou prompt? No, you were writing for quite for 30 minutes. I hope everyone took the time, or maybe you wrote for one prompt more than the other. What about James Baldwin? Did anyone write a letter to their younger self or a family member, a friend, sharing what they learned about resilience and self-worth?
Yeah.
Anyone want to share? Go ahead, Ruth.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Okay.
Who's sharing? Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm reading. I wish someone told me I was beautiful before the world instilled in me its disgust and desire over my flesh. I needed to know I deserved to be loved fully, including all parts of me, even my fear and feelings of inadequacy. I wish I learned I don't need to put on or take off anything or hide or cover any of the fragments of my being to be worthy of being seen. I wish I knew I was a monument, beautifully crafted, filled with significance, with a message that needs to be heard.
Yes, I love that. A monument, that reference is so great. Thank you so much, Ruth. Anyone else? The Ruth number 2.
Group number 2. I love that there's 2 here. It's a little long. I hope that's okay.
Go ahead.
I wrote a letter to my younger self. Okay. Oh my God. This is so scary, guys. Okay. Sorry. Girl, I want you to know right now, right down to your bones, how much you have been lied to before you grow up to be angry all the time. I want you to know it now so that you can see it all for what it is and forgive them. They only do what they have the capacity to do. I want you to know that you have had the unfortunate chance of arriving at a place that you outgrew the minute you looked up, and it wasn't their fault. They just didn't know what to do with you, so they lied to you to keep you small for as long as possible. ¿Tú te crees que eres gente, eh? will echo through you forever if you don't heed my advice now. Know that it is a lie and forgive them. Your mother is so weighed with self-hate that she never said to you that you are loved or valued or pretty or smart because she cannot say anything positive to a reflection of herself. But it doesn't mean you don't have it. It means that you have it to such an abundance that it scares her and she doesn't want you to know it. She makes you feel so uncomfortable in your own skin that when you look in the mirror, you only see her own self-hate. You can never take a compliment like she can't. You hate your face like she hates hers. You're too fat like she's too fat. You're too short like she's too short. It is a lie. You are blind. You learned English too fast, and they didn't. You learned to read too fast, and your brother, who is a boy, didn't. You read too much. What are we going to do with this girl, they wonder. You ask too many questions. You are too Americanized too quickly, they worry. It is lies, girl, but it is not their fault. Your father, bless his heart and heart, prefers you quiet, docile, and easy to encaminar. But listen to me now, girl. Speak and do it. They are just flawed humans like everyone else, and just like you, still teenagers, the teenagers they were when they had you. They are scared of you, so don't judge them too harshly. But speak, keep writing. Play sports, de varone, that your dad doesn't let you play. Go away for college like you want to. They will not stop you like they threaten you to do. You will find out who you are anyway, so do it now. Scream when you have to. Live and don't be afraid. The end. Oh my God.
Damn. That teenage younger self got some harsh words. Anyone else wants to share? No?
Yeah, I wrote it to my stepson and all my nephews for being boys. If there's anything I've learned in my 42 years of living this human experience on Earth and in this lifetime, is that resilience is important, boys. The one thing you can always count on is the same. The only thing that is constant in this world is change. It's so true. If you're able to endure, adapt, get a hold of the many changes in this world, you'll have reached an ultimate level in your life that comes with some bit of peace. The world, the people in it, you will always be growing, expanding, exploring, learning, feeling, enduring things in life, no matter how big or small. It will always cause change. It is when you begin to battle and resist these changes that life will become difficult. We cannot predict what will happen, although at times we can. And we can't control the many things that will affect or impact us deeply, but we can control how we handle those things and in the healthiest way possible if we choose that. I'm not saying it'll be easy. It will be difficult, very difficult. It will hurt, make you feel uncomfortable, make you angry, cry, feel really sad, nerve-wracking, scared, anxious, and all the difficult feels, but it will never be impossible. Because the positive thing of all it takes to control how we handle these situations is always temporary, because change is constant. You'll be able to better handle life when you allow yourself to sit with these uncomfortable feelings, that you will become resilient, stronger, and wiser. At your age, I wish someone would have told me that things would be okay if I remained aligned, observant of the world, and true to myself, walking a path of kindness. That loving myself was the most important thing before allowing anyone else in. That I was and am worthy of love and acceptance. Knowing my self-worth has allowed me to be there for you when I've been there. Resilience has provided me with the revelation that my intuition guides me always and has led me here today.
Thank you. No. Anyone else wants to share? GM, does that mean you want to share or you're just clapping? Okay, let's move on to the prompt for Robert Camus. Go ahead, Lola.
Hola. So beautiful what I've heard so far. So I wanted to say thank you. And I'll say really quickly, it's been a year and a half. I have some big troubles with that word resilient. So I appreciate for people allowing me to express this. And it's been almost 3 years that I left. I left USA and I moved to my ancestral motherland, which is Boriquen. So we also had elections here. So this is a piece, I borrowed 4 lines, the rest is original, from something that I have written. Y dice así. They call my people arrodillado, because we be twice colonized, twice landed on, and twice stolen landed, twice ransacked, and twice displaced. We be twice shitted on, twice spat on, twice squatted on, and pissed on. Like Amiri Baraka said, who do the same? They call us an island of garbage. To them, I reply, mi gente be waking up to the glory of who we be, of who we always were, and who we always gonna be. A flavor-filled collective tearing down your sin sabor white bread basura. A joyful Taino, Inieri, Afro-descended pueblo of activists and artists and freedom fighters, and no me jodas, because we not playing. We be the daughters and sons, las nietas y les bisnietes of guerreras who weaved resistance into their lineage. So stop calling my people resilient. We be the warriors who carry revolution in our blood. Ashe. Ahom.
Thank you. The line arrodillado, that got to me. Anyone else wants to share? What about for Octavia Butler prompt?
Hi. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, Judy.
Hi, Andy. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you for holding the space. So I wrote from 2034 and I tried to connect to as much of Octavia's like flavor and Parable of the Sower in particular, which I'm in the process of reading. So I used her prompt. It's been 10 years since the Trump Vance election. I saw it coming, but didn't think it would actually happen. Once people who voted for him, our people, realized he was not for them, the red tide shifted. Realizing that the conservative politics of their home countries or their parents' countries is not the conservative politics of the US, nor are they the conservative politics of Trump, They realized that he used them and they rose up. Damn it all to hell. January 26 looked very different than January 2020. The state came down with battle rams squashing the resistance that rose up in fervor. We watched it all unfold on our screens. Before the first line reached the steps, the skies parted, and the maelstrom of bullets rained down. We watched in horror. But knew long ago, from where you are sitting now in 2024, that something like this would happen. And so you prepared, we prepared, and I came to you from 2034 to say what you wished, to say that what you wished for is gaining ground. Once those Trumpers saw that he had no intention of pardoning or treating them or anyone who looked like us with compassion, when they saw the horrors playing out on the screen, a collective rumble could be heard, heralding a shift away from the nihilism of Trump Vance to the hope of the collective. Now, I will not lie to you and say this was immediate or that everyone saw the light. It has taken arduous labor, love, fighting, crying, and bleeding. But the base is growing. We are working together to ensure that from the embers of a new world emerges. We are building that future. Do not despair and keep your head held high. Your sleeves rolled up. Do not despair, keep your head held high and your sleeves rolled up. We continue to build a better world from the margins and regenerating.
Thank you. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
Anyone else wants to share? So what common themes emerge in the reflections of resilience and survival for those who shared? Do we see any common themes? Did any of these writers resonate with you today? Can someone share how? Sue, you unmuted, you want to share?
Yeah, I wanted to say that I just think it's so telling that time and time again, anything like this happens and we go through hard times, whatever, I always reach for writers and poetry. And I mean, a poem like Still I Rise almost feels like a prayer to me. And yeah, that's just what I wanted to share. And I so appreciate the space that you created for us to process and be together.
Thank you, Sue. Yeah, I feel the same about Maya Angelou's poem. Anyone else?
Can I share,
Sure,
Angie?
honey.
The prompts about Albert Camus, I don't know if I'm saying that right,
Camus, yeah.
stood out to me the most. Yes. Um, Also the time spent here, I think in terms of resilience, I see self-reflection. I believe that is very well in line with that. So
Thank you for sharing, Juanito. Thank you. Our collective liberation is something that connects us. Yes, Laura, I agree. What did this process teach you, if you learned anything new about the power of your own voice or community? Did anyone write about the prompt about what you wanted others to know about you or your community? Anyone want to share? Mel, you want to share what you wrote about that?
Yeah. I wrote one message you wish others understood about you or your community. And I guess is more geared towards the ones who are trying to oppress us, right? Please take the time to know our, and when I say our, all of us, them included, please take the time to know our real human history and acknowledge without pride or fear, but with an open mind and heart, and see how you have played a huge part in how things have come to be today. There's nothing to fear. We can all survive and thrive together without oppressing each other. This is not a race.
Thank you. Thank you, Mel. Okay. If no one else wants to share, I want to conclude this workshop today, but I also want to leave you all with next steps. And among those things is definitely to keep writing, right? Maintaining a daily or weekly journal practice, processing these emotions and capturing your thoughts. You don't have to share them with everybody. It's not mandatory. It could be something very personal. I know the iPhone now has like a journaling app. I don't know if that gets to Elon Musk, but it's now with technology, man. But definitely go back to paper and pen if you feel, more comfortable with that, and just journaling, just continue journaling. I urge you also to create small supportive groups to share and discuss and process, similar like what we did today. It doesn't have to be a writing workshop, but just a supportive group among your friends and those people that you feel comfortable and safe around, right? Because I'm not gonna say family, because sometimes our family are the first people that were like surprised at how they have behaved recently, right? You could also organize writing campaigns where you are addressing your concerns towards your political leaders collectively, right? Host public readings as well. Use spoken word. Lola, you are such a you have such a powerful voice. I appreciate so much, you know, the power of storytelling and sharing your perspective to inspire others. I'm a big fan of spoken word, and it just does something differently when you hear someone say out loud um how they feel about certain topics. Volunteer, you know, volunteer for advocacy, support local organizations with storytelling and informational pieces. Look in your district, in your neighborhood. Perhaps there's an organization, a nonprofit or whatnot, whose mission you believe in and you want to support in some way or another. I'm pretty sure if you Google, you'll find tons of organizations I'm a big advocate about supporting those outside of New York that don't have the benefits that we are. I know that we voted for Prop 1, so our abortion rights are safe. Women's rights, in a way, are safe in New York, but that's not the case for other states in the country, right? So maybe we could find organizations that we could support in Texas and Atlanta, Georgia, and other places where we could perhaps donate or assist in any way we can so that women could continue to have these rights. And just continue educating and empowering one another. I think that's so important to learn about key issues so that we could advocate for them and find language that we could simplify to share with our loved ones, right? Yeah, and that's, if anyone else has any other ideas, if you have any, if you want to share anything that you want us to support or, you know, stand behind in any way, please feel free to share.
I got something, Angie.
Go
I
on.
live next to a community garden. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
I live next to a community garden. It's like a thing that uh people. I just recently learned about that, but it's something that I think people should look into because you know, buying food for ourselves might be good and that kind of stuff. And also, I'm taking Muay Thai in January, so if anyone wants to join me, I'll link some stuff below. And I also have something else. I'm reading books written by Brazilians because I'm recently learning Portuguese. So if anyone wants to see that from me, they can talk to me.
Thank you, Janeiro. I know Judy, who's quiet over there, isn't promoting her community garden. You want to share, Judy, for
Yeah.
those of you who are in Brooklyn or willing to travel to Brooklyn?
Yeah, if you're in Brooklyn, I'm part of a community garden in Bushwick called Aberdeen Community Garden. We put programming on mostly throughout the summer. The season's already, the official season is ended, but the space is there. It's a beautiful space. When it's sunny out, it's southern facing. It gets really warm. It's in between a cemetery and a playground. It's just a beautiful, magical space. So if Angie, you can, you know, connect me with folks who are interested. I'm there on the weekends usually if I'm in New York. So I'm happy to and we co-hosted an open mic, a spellcasting or poetry, a spellcasting workshop this summer with DWA and an open mic at the garden. It's just a wonderful, wonderful space. And I agree with Hanedo, right? Like just thinking about I'm gonna be very dystopic in the vein of Octavia Butler, in a way, but like still optimistic, right? That we are each other's answers, right? So learning how to grow your food will be very important. Um, we have to be self-sustainable, and we have to work on our apocalyptic skill set so that we can survive and continue to fight for each other.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today, for being in community with us. A reminder that we are here every Sunday. If you're interested in teaching a workshop, or you know someone that you would want to volunteer to teach a workshop, feel free to reach out to me and we will send you the information. Thank you, Shayla. Yes, the NOMA in Washington Heights has the rights and routine performing experience that you could find the NOMA, that's NOMAA NYC.org. It's on their website. Shayla shared the link in the chat if anyone wants to visit and find out what the event is about. If you want to participate, I believe it's free. The NOMA does a lot of free events in the Uptown community. So yeah, folks, just take care of one another. Be in community. I see Mel and Judy decided to take this workshop together today. That's beautiful. Be there for one another. And yeah, see you next time, folks. Thank you.
Angie.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Stay well, everybody. Go home. Thank you.